Hi guys, okay, it's Dave here from finditswapit.com. We are in the process of creating some videos to show you guys how to do some swaps online and using the finditswapit.com website. Now, in this tutorial, what I'm going to do is simulate how to perform a swap, and you'll be able to see that I've got two windows open. One is logged in as one user, another's logged in as a second user. So I'm going to drive it from one window and then you'll see what happens on the other window. Okay, so over on the right hand side, I'm logged in as a particular user, so I'm going to go and look for some swaps. So in fact, if I start by displaying swaps owned by each user, you can see I've got a few on here as a test, a few on here as a test. Okay, back to the home page. Okay, so let's say as this user here, which happens to be called Luigi, I am going to search swap categories, and let's say I was looking for a Disney Infinity character to extend my collection. I'm going to go down here, video games, now where are we? Figures, and there we go, Disney Infinity. So I can see we've got a few here, so I'm going to click on one that I'm after. Let's say that one. So at this point I can see whose portfolio it's in, a guy called Mario, his portfolio. I can also see a few bits about him, so I can see activity, what he's been up to, posting ads, friends with another user. I can see what listings he's got, a bit about his profile, what friends he has. Most importantly, I can see feedback here. So a bit like eBay, highly recommend you to have a look at their feedback. If I click on this guy's feedback, it says somebody's left some feedback saying level 5, outstanding, happy, thanks. Now, feedback is a guide to help you guys just get a bit of knowledge before you will commit into a swap. Okay, so there's some common sense here that applies. If you look at the feedback and you'll see 10 bits of feedback and 8 of them are from the same individual or saying the same thing, then kind of alarm bells get ringing. If the guy's got or the woman has got 15 bits of feedback, 13 of them different people with a few different comments, then that looks legit. So just not so much of an issue if you're swapping something of small value, but if you're doing something of large value, just spend a bit of time, get a bit of communication going with them, which I'll show you in a minute. Look at their feedback and just be happy with it, obviously, before you commit. It says on the terms and conditions that the site can't be responsible for items that are lost in the post or not even sent. Obviously, we can't sort of solicit that, but we have tried to put in as many mechanisms as possible to sort of help you with that before you commit to it. And there's other sensible things as well, but we'll come on to that later on. All right, so anyway, back to this guy's ad for Jesse. So I can see a picture of it. And I can see where it is in a place called Peacehaven. I can see the description. Now down here I've got a few options. So I can click here to propose a swap. I've got click here to report this listing. I've got visit advertiser's portfolio of other items. I'm just going to click on that and you'll see all the items that this guy is listing, which is sometimes useful. If we go back to the ad, and the final one is click here if you're browsing for automotive swaps for our site guidelines. So I'm just going to click on that. That will take you to the bit which explains all about cars, bikes, vehicles, and everything related. Okay, so going back to Jesse. So I like the look of this, and I'm going to propose to have a swap with this guy. Okay, so I'm going to click here to propose a swap. Now, it opens up a new email, and it's an email which is integral as part of the engine that comes with the website. The to and the subject is automatically populated with the owner of the item and their description. So in other words, we're starting an email chain to this guy with the subject related to the item. Okay, so there's no confusion. It's also got a link in there to my listings, and you'll see that in a minute. And at the end of it, I'm just going to say something like, like the look of your Jessie figure. Swap. Okay, simple as that. Okay. Now I'm going to click on send at this point. I can choose to add a file if I want to. Not really relevant in this case. Now just keep your eyes over on this window here, over on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to click on send. Go back to the home page. Okay, I'm going to click on send. Now keep your eyes over here. There you go. You'll see you have one new message. So this one here says message sent successfully. There is an error at the bottom. Specified ad does not exist. It's a bug in the email software. Try to get it fixed, but don't worry about that. The message has been sent successfully. And you can see that over on the left hand side because it says you have one new message. So on this side, I'm going to go back to the home screen. And on this side, as the owner of Jessie, I've got a new email, and you'll get this when you log in. If you're already logged in, it'll pop up. If you log in next time, it will come up with a status bar. You can just click on that. And you can see I've got a new email from a guy called Luigi, which was this guy over here, about Jessie. So I'm going to click on it. Now, I've got the email. It says, visit my portfolio of items at. Like the look of your Jessie figure, fancy a swap. So I'm thinking, okay, do I want to swap with this guy? Let's have a look. So I'm going to look at a portfolio of his items to see what he's got listed. So it's taking me now to this Luigi guy, and I can see he's got 4 items listed. They all seem to be packs of cards. Okay, now at this point, I can check his feedback. I can see he doesn't have any. I can see what activity he's been up to, and that's basically he's created 4 items. Okay, so basically this guy is a new user. Now I'm not too fussed because it's a new website, and lots of people are registering, and it's a low value item, so I'm not too fussed. Okay, so let's say that I'm happy to let my Jessie figure go. My son's doing space at school, so I quite like the look of his astronomy cards. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my home screen to get back to the message. I could have gone back or under here. Look, I've got my message area, so I can just click on Jessie, and that'll take me back to the email. Add a reply. So I'm going to say, yeah, okay, I'll swap your space and astronomy cards. Please send over your address, and if you're happy with that task. Okay, so at this point I'm not committing my address. I just want to know whether he's happy swapping his space cards for my Jessie. So I'm going to click on send message. Now keep your eyes over on this side here. Okay, and you can see that there's a new email picked up. So on this side it says message sent successfully, and I've got a new email. And this one is entitled Jessie, as we expect. Okay, and it says, yeah, okay, I'll swap your space and astronomy cards. Please send over your address, and if you're happy with that, tar. So excellent. So I'm going to put my address in. 17 The High Street. Brighton, East Sussex. 18 and Please send yours. Okay, so I'm going to send that. I get a message over here now. You get the idea. So I've got his address, so I'm going to reply with mine. Thanks, I'm John at 123 Builder Street, Portsmouth, PA. Thanks. Click on send. Over here you'll see it pop up again. Okay, so he's got my address, I've got his address. It's all in the same email. We've got the chain of who said what and when, so keep hold of that, you know, especially for a swap. And then you can go off and send your items. Okay, now once you've sent the items and each other has received them, then obviously you can go to the swap. So let's go back to the swap. Hang on a minute. Jesse, you might already have a link to it. Just find the swap again, and once it's completed, then obviously you can click on feedback. Okay, now I'm just going to pause the video. No, it won't. There you go. So there it is. I was just wondering where the option was. Send feedback, and then you can score the user on the experience. So I'm going to put good with a little message. Fast trader goods arrived safely. Goose, no, we didn't get a goose, it was goods arrived safely. Click on send. Okay, and then I can click on his feedback. And I can see, there you go, fast trader goods arrived safely. And that'll obviously help the next person to do a trade with them, as we discussed at the very outset. Okay, so that's basically it. That's the process. Very easy, very straightforward, very quick, quite slick. All the email is contained within the same chain, which is useful to see the chain of events. You obviously need to ask for each other's address. In the future, then we may well look to incorporate the address automatically, you know, like eBay does. But for the purposes of security, at this point, we've chosen not to do that. Okay, you know, I mean, the amount of times you're swapping, you're not going to be doing 100 swaps a week. So put the address in for the time being. We'll work on how to make that as part of the function. Security is the most important thing to us at the moment, so that's why we've tried to make as little detail as possible required for the initial sign up and usage of the site. Okay, so that's basically it. That's doing a swap. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like us. Please talk to your friends and family. Ask them to register. You can see that in the last couple of videos, actually, we've managed to register in about 2 minutes, put up 4 ads in about 3 minutes, and do a swap in about 5 minutes. So it's a very, very easy site to use. It's really all about just, you know, putting some stuff together that you don't want, chucking it online, and then just browsing around. You never know. The more items that are on there, and we're really trying to push this at the moment, which is why we're so thankful for you guys shouting it out to your friends and family. The more stuff we get on there, then the more likelihood there is that you'll find something that you're really looking for. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching the video. This is Dave signing off. Finditswapit.com. Speak to you very soon. Thanks very much.